Hey everyone, Alex here from Tiny House Talk, and today we're diving into something I love doing, which is reacting to some of the coolest, quirkiest, and most creative tiny houses for sale right now. So whether you're dreaming of downsizing, planning your next adventure, or just addicted to scrolling through tiny house listings like I am, you're in the right place. We've got cozy cabins, ultra modern tiny house builds, and maybe even a few surprises in between. So stick around, drop a comment with your favorite one, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an episode of Tiny House Goodness. So let's jump in. Okay, so this one is called Iron John, and no, that's not a medieval pub or a rugged cowboy. It's a 144 square foot artist built cabin in Efland, North Carolina, and it was handcrafted by an actual artist and carpenter named Mark Cool. Yes, that's his real name, and yes, this place is exactly as cool as you may hope. Mark built this in 2017 using almost entirely reclaimed and salvaged materials, most of them over 100 years old. So this isn't just a tiny house, it's practically a living, breathing art project. Now, I'll be honest, it's not for everyone. There's no indoor bathroom. But don't worry, Mark Cool has got your back. There's an outdoor satellite bathroom and shower that comes with it. So it's rustic, it's a little bit hardcore, and it's definitely Instagrammable. Yeah, so you've got exposed beams on the inside, antique door and windows, concrete countertops, hardwood floors, custom cabinetry, and even a hidden TV that flips down from somewhere. It's almost like it's out of HGTV. So it's $29,999. So it's they're asking $30,000 for this. It's basically a working piece of tiny house art. It'll need to be moved from its current location, but hey, some treasures are worth the haul. Would you live in a 12 by 12 by 12 cube with no indoor plumbing? Let me know in the comments. And if you're all about that rugged artist lifestyle, this one might just be your Iron John soulmate. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments while we move on to our next find. All right, next up we have a literal showstopper. This one's called Felicity. It's a brand new 30 by 10 two-story tiny home that actually won Best in Show at the Colorado Tiny House Festival in July of 2024, according to the listing description. And when you take a look at it, you say, yeah, this is pretty nice. It's 400 square feet of tiny house luxury. Let's take a look. I mean, inside it has vaulted ceilings. There's a fireplace in the living area, a residential sized tub, chef's kitchen, bay windows. There's a full-size dishwasher that you can see right there, which is pretty neat, and you don't always get that in a tiny house. And this one has two upstairs bedrooms, which is rare in tiny houses, especially with a tiny house on wheels. So yeah, whether it's just you or you have a partner or you got a family, a small family, this tiny house, the Felicity at 30 by 10, has space. So check it out. Lots of natural light, or just enough. And 11 windows, 6 of which are 6 feet wide, and then there's an 8-foot wide sliding glass door that just pulls the outdoors right in. There it is right there. I was panicking to show you that there. So this price is the price for this tiny house is $135,000. So quite the chunk of change here, but it truly is a luxurious tiny house on wheels that you can take anywhere that you may need to go. But would you drop 6 figures for a luxury tiny home like this? Let me know in the comments. I'm thinking it's really, really beautiful, but I don't know, not that many people probably out there willing to spend $135,000 on a mobile tiny house, but there are some. So it is a pretty good option if you're out there and you've got a big budget for a pretty awesome custom tiny house. I mean, look at the storage in the bathroom there that we kind of overlooked earlier. Really nice staircase access to the lofts. I mean, from this photo, it looks like it feels really big in this tiny house. By the way, these listings so far are brought to you by tinyhomebuilders.com, not a sponsor or anything. That's just where I usually find some pretty cool tiny homes for sale. So links are down in the description if you want to check any of these out for yourself. If you want to look more into it, or if you're interested and want to buy one of these, yeah, just look at the links in the description. They're all listed below. You can click through for yourself and request more information from the seller. All right, so on to the next one. I thought this one would be fun to show you, so let's talk about this. It's not your average tiny house. This is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath tiny home on wheels. It's located in Lynden, Washington, and it features a combined 400 square foot footprint. So, yeah, it's kind of a 2-in-1 situation. So it was built in 2018 with long-term living in mind. So it's on a 30-foot Gooseneck custom trailer. And then there's the 12 by 16 attachable addition, giving you a full family room, loft bedroom, dining area, and entry. Inside, it's all about practicality and comfort. There's a full kitchen with a 3-burner propane stove and oven, a dishwasher, clever cabinetry for spice and cans. This place was clearly designed by people who actually wanted to live in a tiny house long term and wanted just a little bit of extra space. So the bathroom setup is set up for either a Nature's Head composting toilet or a flusher. You get both options included, plus the shower looks surprisingly roomy. So let's have a look around. The main bedroom is actually is lower to the floor, so you get more headroom. Here's a look at one of the lofts. There's one of the taller, what I believe is a loft with storage. I don't know. This tiny house is confusing. It's like we don't know where we are as we're going through it. I'm reacting to it for the first time. So there's a stacking washer dryer, a pretty big shower area, space-saving sink in the shower. Trying to look for the toilet, a queue on the toilet. All right, so that maybe was not. So there's a living room loft. And then underneath there's like here's a living room loft. And we're back to square one. So this... Just like, which tiny house is this? Oh, they really are connected, aren't they? Yeah, they seem to have a permanent style connection. So you don't have to go outside to get to the other. See that? Right there? There's the permanent connection. So they're asking $89,000 for this. All appliances are included: washer and dryer, tankless water heater, mini split heating and AC. So Yeah, I don't know how you'd need some construction, right? Some kind of customization just to move these, because they're sort of semi-permanently connected, and there's even flooring in between. So this buying this house involves a good amount of work. You need to deconstruct it a good bit before you get to move it. So says our family has loved this home for the past 6 years, and it has so much more to give. Check out the included options and extras below, and if you're in the area, come by for a showing. So I was just trying to find out, does this come with the spot that it's in? Do you get to at least lease that spot so you don't have to move this? It doesn't really specify. The listing does not specify. So, but if you're interested, they seem very nice from the listing. And yeah, they had recently added the 12 by 16 attachable addition. And then the main house is a 8 by 5 wide by 38 on a 30-foot custom-built triple axle gooseneck trailer. Very interesting. So located in Lynden, Washington. All right. Moving on to the next one. Link is down in the description to this tinyhomebuilders.com tiny house marketplace listing. Okay, now we're over at a builder's website. This is escapetraveler.net, and this is actually a sponsor. They sponsor our blog and our newsletter, but I would show you this even if they weren't a sponsor. So they currently have these tiny homes on sale right now. So they have an E1, and as you see here, they've got a special discount for you guys. So this one was $95,915. It's now $80,935. So do the math on that. It's about 14 or so thousand off. This is a modern tiny home on wheels with a beautiful black exterior, awesome interior, lots of storage. It's got a living room area, large windows throughout, a big kitchen with lots of storage, main loft, very tall, accessible by staircase, safety railing, and catwalk to the second loft area. Down in the bathroom, a space-saving sink, flushing toilet, lots of built-in storage in this wonderful little tiny house bathroom with a shower, standing shower. There's that one. More info is available on this, including a video tour. Link is down in the description below if you're interested in this one. If you want something a little bit more affordable, there's this one called the E-Vista, and you can click here for the price. I'll show you right now as it loads up. They're asking $52,955 for this tiny house, and it is all electric. It has a tall refrigerator and freezer, induction cooktop, upgraded power system, flip-up tables so you can put the tables down or up whenever you want, large windows, huge shelves, open concept living area, built-in wall-mounted smart TV, underbed storage. These tiny houses are great, ready to go and to live in, and they're really nice to be in. I think because of the large windows. Look at that window by the bed there. Here's the kitchen. Nice, small, but useful kitchen. No dishwasher in this one, but you do have an electric 2-burner cooktop and a sink, some overhead storage, and a nice big window by the flip-up tables that are normally used as, workstations, dining tables. They're very multifunctional in that you can even just put them away. So if you wanted to open your space up and do yoga or whatever, you can put your table away. There's a look at the bathroom. These tiny homes, I'm just in love with them. I'm so glad that they're a sponsor and grateful that they're a sponsor. They're just beautifully built. They feel like cabins inside. I just love these. I would totally love to have one of these tiny homes. So here's an E1. This is a custom E1. It's similar to the first one I showed you. See, they're both E1s. This one is priced at $89,640. It was $113,000. So different exterior, a little bit different interior. It's pretty cool that some of these are slightly different. So if you really like one or the other, it's just kind of fun. A lot of upgrades on this one. It's got a larger bathroom, full-size vanity, washer, dryer. I believe it's a combo. Extra storage. Look at the angle on this. So this is a really, really nice tiny house to be in because it's so tall inside. It just feels massive when you're in one of these. And it's nice still being in this one where you've got like the shorter ceilings, and this tiny house has its benefits. If you move it around, it's just way easier. It's lighter in weight. So if you move around a lot, you may want to consider one of these. If you're not moving around a lot and you want to be comfortable and have extra space, you probably want to consider one of these, and it'll cost you more. But a really wonderful deal here, a really, really generous discount right now on this tiny house. So yeah, it's got the oversized second floor with walkway, or some people call it a catwalk, and it has a safety cable railing and floor-to-ceiling windows. The catwalk goes to a second loft area that you can kind of see from here. That we're in this photo, we're down in the living room where there's extra storage. I mean, these houses have storage just about everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's storage. Look at the windows here in the loft. That's just, it's like panoramic views. Very, very cool. Recessed lighting. I believe that center light there is also a fan. And there's your extra large bathroom in the tiny house with the combo washer dryer. All right, so there's that. Next, we have the ultimate tiny house. This thing is massive. So it actually has over 720 square feet inside. 3 to 4 bedrooms, 1 to 2 bathrooms. It's taller, wider. It's basically a 2-story tiny house. The second floor is massive. 21 feet long. Floor to ceiling windows, basically. This could be, this could be like a versatile area. It could be a family room, office. It could be 1 or 2 bedrooms. And this is the other side. It could be another office area, sitting area, meditation area, another bedroom. All these windows have blinds, even though you can't see them right there. I think they're just very nicely, cleverly hidden. Or maybe not installed yet. No, they're installed. They're there. They're just very professionally built. So here's the king bedroom suite. Has a large closet, nightstands with USB power, opening windows, zoned heat, really cool ceiling fan with the light up above. Very, very cool tiny house. Just a massive luxury tiny house, if that makes any sense. There's a look at the closet. I know some people in the comments are going to say, that's not even a tiny house. Yeah, it might not be. It might be considered a park model. But it's still an option for some people. Some people are downsizing from different levels. Some people literally are looking at going into it. They're considering going into a tiny home literally from a mansion, from like a 4,000 square foot place or even a 7,000 square foot place. I think we had a story yesterday on our blog. Go to tinyhousetalk.com and check it out, where a lady downsized into this sort of beautiful park model cabin that's about 400 square feet, and she came from 7,000 square feet. So she was, happy to sell that place and pay, I think it was, well over $100,000 to buy the cabin, and it's in a beautiful community. She's very happy. Check out that video, but that's another story. Here's a look at the entertainment center. Lots of storage, tiled shower, heavy glass doors, built-in shelves, 5 feet wide, big linen closet. There's a shelf, even under the mirror, so there's extra space for your bathroom things. And there's a look at the outside. It's 43 feet long. So there's really, in the tiny house world, if you ask me, there are options for everybody, for most situations that this would work. Empty nester wanting to go into a tiny house but maybe still have room for their kids, you might want to consider this. And I think if you're interested in this, you may be able to get a spot to put it in one of Escape's tiny house communities. Just inquire about it. Ask them about it. If you're interested in any of these, check out the links below. Tell them Alex at Tiny House Talk sent you. And you can email, I believe it's sales. Where's the email at? Here it is. sales@escapehomes.us. If you're interested in purchasing any of these, just get in touch with them as soon as possible. And I'll show you some more. Okay, because now we're at escapetampabay.com. So this is a community that you may have a chance at. Like, you buy one of these, you can maybe ask to put it here and get to live here in this beautiful community that are restricted only to Escape tiny homes. So here's the nice lady that I told you about. Her name is Crystal, that she downsized from 7,000 square feet on 2 acres to a 400 square foot Escape Classic tiny home. But I just wanted to show you what that there's one tiny house for sale literally in this community right now. And here it is. It's a E1 XL, wide and tall. And you can see the pricing on the screen right there. It was $161,000. Now it's $132,000. It's located in the Oaks section of Escape Tampa Bay Village. You can go to escapetampabay.com, click on available units, and you'll see the listing for it that's on the screen. If you're interested in this tiny house, just email sales@escapetampabay.com. Let them know that Alex at Tiny House Talk sent you. So the lot rent for this one is $650 a month. That means you get to be in a community, peaceful, mature trees, surrounded by other people living in similar looking tiny homes on a quiet and private lot. This includes water, sewer, garbage, a private deck, the landscaping maintenance, security. It has gated access and parking. There's no other fees or HOAs. You get to buy the tiny house and own it, maybe finance it. That's an option. And then you pay your lot rent to keep your tiny house there. So let me show you the rest of it. Again, the interior on these, when you're inside of these tiny homes, they feel huge. It's the tall ceilings, and storage is just usually not a problem in these tiny homes. They're loaded with storage. Yes, you do have to simplify. You can't be a hoarder living in one of these. You can be a version of a hoarder in a tiny house. You can be messy, disorganized, and have way too much stuff. To live successfully and clean, you don't want to bring a whole lot of stuff, but these tiny homes do have tons and tons of storage already built in. You can see the bathroom here, a little bit of what I'm talking about. Frosted door to this bathroom. This tiny house is similar to the other E1 models that I've been showing you here in this video. There's an exterior shot. This looks like just such an awesome place to live. Now, I've got more to show you. If you, let's say that you didn't want to buy a tiny house at all, you want to maybe rent one, they have some rentals right now. So if you're at the site, you click rentals up at the top, it'll take you to this page, and the link to this page is also down in the description. So if you're interested in any of these, you can rent one without buying one. So the rent includes, both the lot fee and the tiny house rental fee. So this one is a Traveler XL tiny house model. It's at the Oaks section. It's lot 16. It's priced at $1,575 a month. There's kind of a look at the community. Here's the interior. It's got one of the classic Escape fold flat couches. These are comfortable and they fold into a bed. Again, this model also feels massive when you're in it. It's really the windows, the design, all the built-in storage. It keeps all your stuff out of sight for the most part. You also got open shelving. Built-in electric fireplace. Frosted sliding barn door to the main bedroom. This unit has a stacking washer dryer system. I really like these. There's your main bedroom on the main floor with a walk-around queen bed, storage on both sides and overhead, a wall-mounted smart TV, large window with built-in blind for privacy, a sliding glass door that leads out to your private deck. So in this tiny house, I mean, who wouldn't you? I would rather live in this than just about most any apartments that I can find, because at least with this, like, I have my own. It's like the whole feeling of your own single family house. It's just smaller, but in many ways better than a regular home, a regular sized home. Here's another look at the bathroom. Loads of storage. There's even, 4 corners in the shower there of storage. Nice large tiled shower. And there's a bonus loft for extra storage in this tiny house on the other side, over the bathroom, basically. All right, there's another tiny house coming soon, June 1st, 2025. This one's available. The Traveler XL, the first one on lot 16, is available immediately. So if you're interested in that, email sales@escapetampabay.com. The next one we're looking at is called the eBoho XLS. And by the way, the community has a pool. This one has a longer design. It's single level, so it's not as tall of a tiny house as the E1. It's more of a single level, almost open concept tiny house, but it does have a private bedroom. The bathroom in this one has a combo washer dryer. Some people don't like those. Some people love those. It's got its pros and cons. They probably don't dry as good or as fast as your stacking unit, having separate appliances. But the cool part is that you load all your clothes and it washes it and it dries it without you having to move it. But the loads take longer. That's how those work. So there's that one. This one, the rent is $1,450 a month. So it's it's $125 cheaper than the eBoho. that's available immediately, okay? Next, we've got something in between, or actually, it's the most expensive one, so I don't... It's $1,600 a month. This one's available June 5th. And it's a 1XL wide and tall. There's a look at the living area. Upstairs in the loft. There's the bedroom. They're using the second loft as a bedroom, and it looks like in the photos they were using the main loft as some other function, maybe work at home, extra hangout space, but this one's available for $1,600 a month. It has a private deck and beautiful exterior and surroundings, tall fridge, electric range, microwave, lots of counter space, spacious bathroom. This one's located just off the entry of the community. It's lot 24. So we've got lot 24. They're all in the Oaks. Lot 24, lot 19, and lot 16. And you can see them here. So here's 16 right here. What was the other one? 24 tucked away over here. So 24 is this one. And then we got 16 and 19. So 16 and 19. So 16, 19, 24. So actually 16 is the one that's closest to the entry. This one right here is closest to the entry. Which is probably, it's all the spots in this tiny house village are good. But when you go there, I've been there, some spots are just a little cozier than others. So like 19, for instance, looks to be really tucked in a nice spot under a big tree. So this one right here is in a really good spot. And you can actually tell from the photo. Look at that. That's a nice spot to be in. So I think that's why these are kind of, they're a little bit, the rent is a little bit expensive, but honestly for Florida, Florida's gotten outrageously expensive, and this is actually pretty fair. And most people would probably save money renting something like this versus a traditional apartment or home. So this is the Tampa area. It's actually called Thonotosasa, which I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's really, really close to Tampa. It's like 15, 20 minutes away from Tampa. So there you have those. If you wanted to do Vanlife, you can head over to vanlifetrader.com. I'll show you one of their listings that kind of caught my eye. This van is $69,500 for this 2018 Ram Promaster 1500. Unfortunately, van conversions have gotten really, really expensive. This one has 92,000 miles, but I do like it because it's got a pretty stealthy exterior in that it doesn't necessarily look like it is a camper van. It could very well be a construction van from the looks of it outside, and I like that. One dead giveaway is the off-road tires and the awning. That kind of makes it look like it's more of a recreational vehicle. But I still like those features. I like an awning and I like the off-road tires. I just may want to be a little more discreet than that. This one also has exterior storage in the rear, which is pretty cool. And so it's actually pretty nice. So you can see why they're asking a pretty hefty price tag for it, even though it's got 92,000 miles and it's a 2018. Here's the interior. It looks very nicely done. Looks like a modern, cozy, contemporary design. Is that a refrigerator? A handy little refrigerator. Open the slider and you got your refrigerator. That's nice. You get your groceries and it literally goes from shopping cart to refrigerator pretty easily. I like that. I also I just like the way that the bed is put together here. I really like this van conversion. Very well done, very simple, very elegant. I like it a lot. And the pictures aren't really that great. There's only 6 pictures, but this is just a cool example of a van conversion and what it'll cost you. It's sort of unfortunate how expensive it has become. Even to buy one of these unfinished is absurd. You know, $30,000 for a used cargo van. I remember when they were that much brand new. So it's just kind of unfortunate how out of reach van conversions have become. So that forces us to look at something else that I'm going to show you. I want to show you an affordable way to sort of do van life. So here we go. Yes, it's just a vehicle search for a Honda Element, which makes a surprisingly good camper van, a very compact camper van for a lot less. But even still, these are getting expensive because people know and they don't make these anymore. They're discontinued. So most of the ones that are out there have been out there a while. And so even a low mileage Honda Element is going to cost you close to $20,000, which is pretty disappointing too. If you settle for a high mileage one that you may need to do some maintenance on, you may need to do a few repairs, but if you get through that, these are known to go over 300,000 miles, which is pretty cool. And they're very stealth, but yeah, very, very small. A lot of them have a sunroof in the rear. And there's a lot of accessories available out there for these. In fact, I want one of these myself. I've been thinking about getting one. So you can buy aftermarket swivel seats for these 2 front seats. That way it becomes more of a camper officially. And then some people just remove the back seats, and then you'll have yourself a bed platform back there, and then a little bit of open space and some storage, some wooden storage on one of the sides. So you can take these out or you can store them. They're very cool. They actually fold back into like a sleeping platform as is from Honda. Sometimes the pictures will show that maneuver. They also will, fold down like a normal car. They'll also fold up into the upward and up and towards the side windows for storage. And you can also just get rid of them, like get them out and then build out your cozy little cabin in one of these Honda Elements. I personally would love solo travel and temporary living out of one of these for travel, for adventure, to see new things. I think this is a great vehicle. It's $20,000 though. Ouch. $20,000 for that, for a 2003. Ouch. I thought these were I didn't know these were that expensive. So okay, for $6,600 you get one with 200,000 miles, and here's what it would look like. Yeah, you got like a ripped seat. Still not bad, but pretty pricey for this amount of miles. These used to be $3,000 or $4,000. I think if you go on Facebook Marketplace, you can find these for less because you'll find people selling their own. The ones we're looking at here are marked up from dealers, so I would suggest going to Facebook Marketplace and just searching for Honda Elements, and you're going to get way better pricing than what I'm showing here. So that's a wrap for today's tiny house tours and reaction roundup. So whether you're all about off-grid artist cabins, luxury festival winning tiny homes, or family-sized tiny homes that can actually work for a family, there's a little something out there for everyone. Even if you just wanted to go solo traveling in a stealth, compact but comfortable SUV, we've got you covered with the Honda Element. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss future tiny house finds like this. And hey, please drop a comment below and let me know which home was your favorite. And if you spotted one that I should feature next, let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. We're closing out with a gallery here of Escape Tampa Bay. You can see the beautiful tiny homes here. I wanted to close out with this and our classic song. I hope you have a great day, and I'll hope to see you on the next video.
Step inside, let's take a stroll through the little spaces that feed your soul. Dreams on wheels are nestled in trees. Tiny house, living's the way to be. It's tiny house talk, where big dreams thrive. Small spaces, big hearts, and a simpler life. From cabins to vans, we'll show you the way to live tiny and love it every day. Minute